Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we are currently working our way through this kushan Ptolemaic War. I don't know why I put a P in there. The kushan Ptolemaic War. And we're working on this siege right now. We're out of manpower and we would definitely like to be done with this war. That would be ideal. We do have the Civil War brewing. I don't remember that happening last episode, but I did just restart the game. So we're apparently having to deal with this guy. Okay, we can't bribe him because he's honest. He's 33 years old. So I'd very much not like to give him free hands. Let's make friends with him. And apparently just deciding to make friends with him caused that to recalculate and go away. Okay. I love it. So I do want to get started building a farming settlement. No doubt about that. The beating of hooves, huh? Okay, sure. So I want to build a farming settlement, and that will be wonderful. We are, of course, going to get this siege done eventually, and we're definitely expecting this war to be over soon. Okay, benefits of power. Yes, this seems okay. I don't mind building up a little bit of tyranny here, actually. Cool. So this is all reasonably fine. We see the Ptolemaics finishing up a siege up over here. We would like to finish our siege because that will get us, I think, a slave pop or two. And some loot as well. So that would be good. We would very much like to get that, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Everyone does indeed like gold. That should do the trick. Okay, cool. So we're going to wrap up this siege. After this is over, I do expect the Ptolemaics to end this war. It just ended. Okay, so we are not going to get what we wanted out of that, unfortunately, but it's not the end of the world. So we're just going to disband all of our levies at this point. These guys are still raised because they're locked in movement. That would be this guy who was disloyal. He's still disloyal. Actually, no, he's not. Now he can be disbanded. Beautiful. Okay, so that sounds good. We're now at home, and we're interested in going after North Phoenicia at this point. We don't have a war goal, so we're going to need to fabricate a claim up over here. We'll get started on that, and that'll be a claim on the highest level of pops. So nobody's doing that right now. But yeah, we're going to fabricate a claim there. We've also got Sidon over here. They're allied with Macedon, huh? Okay, that's noted. I would definitely be interested in getting rid of them. However, we've got Arados out over here, who is our vassal, and they're actually kind of okay with it. Remarkably so. Okay, well, I would very, very much like to improve opinion with them regardless. So we're going to get going on that. That's going to cost 25 gold. But that is absolutely something that we want to do. Okay, we'll publicly praise this guy and his deeds. That's going to cost us 10 political influence, but it's okay. I do want to do that. And I want to start fabricating, 2 citizens, 2 freemen, 2 slaves, or just local population growth. Honestly, where is this? It's apparently not taking us there. Unless we're already there? No, it's down over here. I don't know why it didn't take us there. So let's view the pop info here. Plus 0.27%. So this would double our population growth for 20 years. In that time, how much would we expect to get? So that would be 0.25 times 240, right? So that would be, in theory, 60% of a pop. Obviously, taking 2 pops would be way better. And I suspect we should probably take them as slaves. We currently have no... Well, this is actually a city. What do we produce here? Wine? We have no buildings here. I'm going to go with 2 slaves for now. We could use additional slave production. So that sounds decent for the moment. Look at these guys building a research city. Amazing. Actually, that's not a very well-specialized city. I mean, they've got a couple of citizen districts, but they've got the slave trader, the commercial districts, 4 levels of port, 2 levels of fort. I don't know what they've got going on there exactly. What I do know is that we want to start fabricating a claim on them. And so we shall. So that looks good. Our claim on North Phoenicia is going to be done first. So we're going to get that finished. And we're letting our manpower bank up right now. We're also letting our treasury come up. I'm wondering, is our fort maintenance up? No, it is not. Okay, so that sounds good. We have 2 farming settlements under construction, although one finishes now. That sounds good. So I do want to go after North Phoenicia as soon as we can. We probably should have started this claim going sooner. I assumed that we would have a CB on them, but we absolutely do not. So that is noted. So we're going to come up and take them. That's fine. What is this war? So Parnia declared war on the Seleucid Empire. Okay. Where's Parnia? That is really far away. And they're also kind of big. I don't think we'll participate in that. At least for now. We might end up participating eventually. But for now, I think that that's not going to be a thing. Now, keep in mind, our aggressive expansion is high. And once we take these 2 areas, it's a high priority to take these 2 areas. But once we take them, we're going to want to chill. No doubt about that. So we're letting our aggressive expansion drop in the meantime, but these are definitely going to be up there in terms of the aggressive expansion. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, kind of 4 states, or rather provinces in this game. It's going to be a lot. It's definitely going to be a lot. So that is noted. We're going to need to let that aggressive expansion drop off. We'll see what it looks like after we have our claim on North Phoenicia. Sidon is not going to be very much aggressive expansion to take over. We may attack them first. But we want to get this done before the Seleucids get to it, right? That's absolutely something that we want. The Seleucid Empire has a CB, and they have a CB on us, but we don't have a CB on them. So we don't want that to be a thing. Now, the Seleucids are going to be fighting Parnia up here, and that's fine. I'm not too concerned about it. Weakening the Seleucids is honestly good for us, so we are not actually going to participate in that unless we feel like we should, which currently, I don't feel like we should. Oh, they're actually taking the territory. Fascinating. That's a bad attack. I don't know why the Seleucids took that. Okay. Yeah, they're actually taking this territory. That's giving them a lot of AE. Fascinating. Well, it's not that much of our concern, to be honest. We can grab a civic perk here, and that is going to be grain distribution. Wonderful. 300 months of base resource production in 2 locations. Absolutely done. We love it. I want to check in on our administration here. And our provinces. Okay, so let's sort by religious unity. Yeah, some of this has changed around. Okay. These up here, this really doesn't need to be on religious conversion. There's literally no point. So I think we're much better off having this be on encourage trade or even acquisition of wealth, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this on acquisition of wealth. Conversion here is, I guess, okay. Same here. Cultural conversion here seems fine. Most of the rest of this is okay. So we're going to leave that be as it is. But for now, that's fine. We can't really do anything about this, even if we showed up. We don't have the troop count to do anything here. We could maybe pick them off here or there, but it would cost us tons and tons of manpower. And I don't think we're really in a position to do anything about this. We could hire mercs, but why would we? The Seleucids were just caught flat-footed, so it's fine. They're going to have to send forces over, but, you know, what are you going to do? It's good for us that they get weakened. So for now, that's reasonably fine. Let's grab Gaba for a farming settlement construction. That'll be good. We definitely want to continue working on getting these constructions done and getting our economy online. Eventually, we're going to get to the point where we can start developing our cities, and that's when it's really going to start getting interesting. Ptolemaic Kingdom's at war with Libya, but they didn't bring us in. Okay. That's definitely noted. Okay, so we're at 41.5 AE right now. I definitely want to let that drop down, and this is going to be 10% research points. I mean, that's really good. For 5 years. It will set the religion of 2 citizens in Jerusalem to Hellenic. But they'll get converted back eventually. Let's do it. That sounds good. So if we check down in Jerusalem, then, we can check in on our pop info, and we can see that we're 86%, but we are gaining 0.33% per month on religious conversion. And yeah, these will convert back over pretty quickly, relatively speaking. So that sounds great. We're going to finish up our claim on North Phoenicia soon. We have dropped down to 41.21 aggressive expansion, and I would like to see that continue to fall. Do we go for North Phoenicia right away? I wonder how much aggressive expansion it would be to take all this. We'd lose half a point on finishing the war. We are best off to not attack them until we're sure. So how much aggressive expansion do we think this would be? Honestly, I'm expecting somewhere around 20 aggressive expansion for this. I'm kind of pulling a number out of a hat. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a save here. And we're just going to declare this war. We're going to revert this. We're going to declare this war. We have military access. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, we're going to revert it. So I want to then come in here and see how much aggressive expansion this would be overall. Looks like I was pretty close to right on the money. So this is going to be 11.4 plus 1.9 plus 5.4 plus 6.65. So that's 25.35 aggressive expansion. Okay, like I said, we were going to revert that back no matter what. I just wanted to know how much aggressive expansion it was going to be to take all of that territory. So 25.35 is reasonable. Like, that's, broadly speaking, about what I would expect it to be. So that is understood. Now, as a hypothetical, if we were to go after this, this would be far, far less. So I want to let this continue to drop for a while. We're not going to go after North Phoenicia, but I want to keep that claim around. That claim will expire on... we need to actually look at our territory here. So where's that CB at? So that's war, subjects, CB on, CB from. This isn't showing our CB here. Oh, here it is. Okay. So that will expire on 4 September 1229. So it's not going to expire. Oh, okay. Sure. So it's not going to expire. Sounds good. Okay, we now have a CB on the Levantine city-state of Sidon. Now, this one I want to go after. We can afford an invention as well, and we're going to take slave masters for that sweet, sweet 5% tax and slave output. There we go. That is absolutely wonderful, and I'm going to preemptively raise up this levy, and we're going to walk up to here. Cool. Until we arrive, we're going to continue to grab as much aggressive expansion reduction as we can, because we know that we need to be below 25.8 in order to declare on North Phoenicia. So we need to let this aggressive expansion drop a lot. But let's position here, and it's 13 February right now. When would we arrive here? Well, we don't actually know. So let's just go in here. Let's declare this war right now. Macedon would join. and they would take over as war leader. Do we want to call the Ptolemaics into that? Kinda. Yeah. Okay, so let's declare this, or rather declare this. Macedon will be the war leader. We're going to head in here. And the Ptolemaics are now going to start fighting Macedon up over here. So that sounds good. We're going to win this easily enough. Although that doesn't look like it was a stack wipe. Remarkable. Okay. And we're just going to take this territory. So the war goal is currently against us, but we will have that soon enough. Now, we don't have any ships, so we would have to find some way to walk up to get war score up here. But to be honest, I'm willing to bet that once this fort falls, these guys aren't going to be very keen on this continuing to exist, right? And this is going to be 0.45 aggressive expansion. So this is very, very little on the aggressive expansion. We're not interested in all of these other territories. All we want is this. Oh, look at that. They're actually sending some forces down here. I'm going to split our units in half here, and we're just going to head on down and see about dealing with them. Wonderful. Get on down here. Okay, so that was a stack wipe. Easy enough. And we're actually happy to have our forces split because we don't want to have quite as much attrition up here. We really don't need that much, but it's fine. So we're at 35% on this siege. Ticking war scores against us as long as we don't have this siege, but that will flip very soon. So for now, all of these guys are very interested in continuing to fight. But that won't be the case for too much longer. There's going to be a lot of random fighting up here between the Ptolemaics and Macedon, and that's understood. We're probably going to send some forces up there eventually, but they've got another small stack coming in here. Let's see where they're going. Also, yes, we're going to... do we want to lose a slave pop? Probably not, to be honest. Yeah, let's promote the slave leader. That'll be fine. So they're coming down over this way. I'm wondering if they're thinking about landing in the Ptolemaic territory down here, but this is not going to be very effective for them. So I'm not sure what the goal is, to be honest. We're at minus 21 on this siege right now, so that looks good. And our aggressive expansion is continuing to drop as we prosecute this war. So that is all understood. Okay. Still minus 21, ticking will be on our side eventually. And the Ptolemaics are beginning to show up over here to actually fight. So that is good, but they're not very grouped together, so that's noted. Minus 7% right now, and we're hoping that this siege wraps up very quickly. Let's see what we get on this tick. 0? Okay, well, it's better than nothing, anyway. Cool. We do have risk of rebellion in a while, and it's not shocking. We knew that this would likely happen. Arabia, Adsinus, Shamar, and North Phoenicia. Okay. The plan is just we don't call in our allies. Unless they automatically join, which would be awkward. We'll see if that happens. I don't think they would. We'll find out. So we're at 35% here. And this fort is going to fall soon. You can see we're at minus 19 in this war at this moment. And this is mostly due to ticking, I think. Although there's definitely been some awkward battles going on that... yeah, there's been some awkward battles up here indeed. It's currently minus 21, but the Ptolemaics losing some territory up here might not be the worst thing in the world. The Ptolemaics aren't doing so well right now. That's for sure. So we're at 28% on this siege. That's continuing to go. And ticking will be on our side soon. That will help matters a lot. No doubt about that. The Ptolemaics might separate peace out of this. I don't know. We'll see. War score is minus 13 from ticking for right now. Eventually, this siege will end. There we go. That lasted 402 days. We're going to stack these guys together. And now we are going to start heading up to some of these Macedonian territories. So we don't really have a way to get up here, do we? We would need access through these guys. And they would grant it. Speaking of which, we are going to need to keep around our access through North Phoenicia for right now. So that is understood. So now we can head up here. Cool. Let's go. So we're at minus 25 at this moment, and the war goal is ticking in our direction now. Yes, we'll imprison this guy. That means that we need a new governor for Arabia, and he is... I guess this is fine. We're gaining loyalty. For the moment, I'm not too concerned about it. Okay, let's head on northward for right now. We need to deal with some of this Macedonian occupation here. So that definitely needs to happen. Out of curiosity, well, we have 291 gold right now, actually. We should build a couple of farming settlements, or at least one. We should build one farming settlement. So that seems fine for right now. So if we sue for peace here, we just want to take this, right? But we need at least 10 war score to be able to do that. Now, how much war score can we get from ticking in this game? I'm actually not sure what the limit is. If there is one. In some Paradox games, there is no limit, and in other Paradox games, there is a limit. We'll find out which this is. So it looks like the Seleucids up here are, of course, not helping out. They're not in this war, so we don't expect them to help. I want to come in and fight these guys right here. That is the overall goal at this moment. Now, I'm wondering what they occupied here to control all of this. This is the capital here. So that's interesting. We do see these units moving around over here, and we're a little scared of them, to be sure. But for now, I'm interested in coming in over this way. Looks like they actually capped here. Let's take this back. And in the meantime, I want to see what these guys are going to do as far as movement goes. These guys are parking here, which allows them to reinforce here, and that is spooky. No doubt about it, that is spooky. So I'd like to come up over this direction then. And we're just taking back some of this territory out over here for now. Okay, so that looks good for the moment. Now, these guys are moving around a fair amount. I'm interested in seeing what they're doing here. Fascinating. Okay, we're going to head out this direction and look to cut off this force. They do have these guys back behind them. Okay. I don't like this position. I didn't see the forces behind them here. So I really don't like this position that we find ourselves in here. Neither did they. That's interesting. They bailed on that. That's very interesting. Why would they have bailed on that? So we can come back over here and potentially fight these. Now, it's very likely, according to this, that our side would lose. Our commander is only skill 2, which is a significant issue. Their army has higher morale, better quality, and terrain is to their benefit, and I agree with that. I don't really want to fight this. So I think instead we're going to walk this direction and look to relieve this siege. These guys are going to get caught here, and that buys us a little bit of time. So we're going to walk in over here and see how this goes. Okay, that took a very long time. An incredibly long time. We now have to retreat. And the main problem here is our leader. He is really, really bad. He is skill 2. There's not really much we can do about that, to be honest. Not really much we can do about that one at all. Although we could, I suppose, hire these mercenaries, which I'm going to do, and they're going to go meet up with the rest of our forces. Actually, I'm going to put them on unit reorg, if we can. They're currently exiled. Okay, let's move them back over here. Okay, now they're not exiled. Okay, let's put them onto unit reorg, and I'm going to just leave them here. These guys are going to retreat back. The idea behind these mercs is they're a better leader. So that will allow us to move our forces back in. We did prevent them from taking this location, though, so that's good. I wouldn't call that a victory, but it was a something, anyway. So we do need to put all of our forces here into unit reorganization for a little bit, and we're just going to let that go. So that looks fine for now. The question is, are the Ptolemaics actually going to show up here? I mean, the Seleucids aren't part of this war, although I'd like to call them in. I'm wondering... Yeah, they would not accept a call to arms due to war exhaustion and low manpower and lacks border. I don't think they actually lack border, like Macedon's up here, but whatever. Okay, so we're letting our morale regenerate, but for now, I'm going to take us off of unit reorg, and we're going to walk back down over here. I want to take this area back. They're walking in on us here, and they probably have reinforcements behind this. We have a much better leader now, and I want to see how this goes with a better leader. That said, they're already locked in here. Okay. That said, I'm concerned about our morale levels, and we need to retreat as soon as we can, which we're going to do right now. So we're just going to get out of there before we lose too much. We needed to generate more morale. I thought that they had wandered off down this way, but apparently that wasn't the case. That is fine. So we're just going to park up here. We're completely safe in the Seleucid Empire, so they don't have access up here. So we can just sit here, and we can be on unit reorg. And that is indeed exactly what we should do. Okay. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to get these guys reorganized, and we're going to go in with a little more morale this time and start clawing back some of this war goal. Or rather, war score. That will be absolutely wonderful. Out of curiosity, what are they thinking on this if we had the 10 war score? It doesn't actually tell us. Okay. Well, for the moment, this is reasonably fine. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.